Hey guys, and welcome to tonight's stream. Thank you so much for joining. We'll just wait a little bit till the room fills up. So welcome to anybody that's joining. And let me just say as well, a big happy Thanksgiving to anybody over in the US that's celebrated this week. I hope you've had an amazing time. Lots of lovely food, lots of just nice things going on. So welcome. Right, let's get the chat going. Once again, sorry about the lighting. My phone's broken, which is where I do my lives. I'd love to get a new phone, but all the shops are closed because we're still in lockdown for another week, I think, here in the UK. So next week, promise, there'll be no ratchet lighting. We'll be all good. Rivera, hello, my love. Hello, Annika. How are you, my love? Hope you're feeling okay. Helpri, welcome. Hi, Chris. How are you? I'm wonderful, thank you. So Ranger Texas, hello. Thanks for joining. Deborah, welcome. Saying it's new to me. Hello from California. Hello, my love, and thank you. Yeah, we do these every Saturday, 6 p.m. UK time. We jump on, we chat, we answer some questions. Normally the lighting's a little bit better than this, but I dropped my phone, smash. Need to get a new one. That's the drama with that one. But welcome to everyone, and thanks for joining. Quirky Beauty, happy Saturday, my love. I hope everything is fabulous with you. Rabina, thank you for joining. Georgiana, hello. You say, how is everything? Everything is wonderful, my love. It's absolutely wonderful. We have been a busy week this week. It's been I've been feeling a bit under the weather at the start of the week, but totally fine now. And yeah, it's just got really cold here in the UK. How are you? And how is everyone keeping? I just hope everyone's staying safe and well and avoiding any, flus and things going around. Let's have a look. Coco, hello. Sending lots of love. DM13, happy weekend, my love. I hope everything's wonderful with you. Thank you so much for joining. Jenny, how are you? Thank you. 90. Yeah, we literally just before I jumped on here smashed through 19,000 subscribers. I was like, oh my god, it feels like only last week that we were saying 18,000, but the next one is 20,000, which kind of feels like, a big deal. And who knows, by the time next Saturday, you never know, we might have got to 20,000 subscribers. It would be absolutely baffling. The eye is fine. If you watched my video this morning, guys, if you haven't, after this, obviously go check it out. But my eye was this eye, like a glazed donut, not looking its best. That's because I had to put these stupid drops in, and it was all just everything looked crazily glazed. Celia, hello, good morning. I was saying good morning. It is dark. It is midnight, as you can feeling here. It's only 6 p.m, but it feels a lot darker. But happy morning, Celia, and I hope you're having a great start to the day. Sophia says, what's a good Christmas list for skincare? Oh, this is really good. So a lot of people say, can you give gifts of skincare for Christmas, the holidays, whatever you're celebrating? And I always say yes, absolutely, because everybody should do some skincare, but you've got to be really careful because you don't want to offend anyone. You don't want to, see someone that's a bit on the pimply side and buy them some acne products when they actually don't associate themselves with having acne, if that makes sense. So you've got to be a bit tasteful. Never, first of all, my top tips for buying skincare: never buy an item that says mature skin. If it says suitable for mature skin, you are just guaranteed to offend whoever you are purchasing that for. So no to mature skin. I would say stay away from anything that's acne based, or absolutely get something that's non-comedogenic or suits some skin type, but I just say stay away from anything that says acne specifically. And I would stick to things like cleansers. Everyone loves a good cleanser. Body products, because everyone loves a good body product. If you hear rustling, it's because my cat is fighting in the tunnel for one of the lights. He's cute. He's fine. He might come and say hi soon. So yeah, stay to body products, cleansers. SPF is a really good thing. Everyone should wear an SPF, and there's some great, really funky Korean ones. The Keep Cool one I love. It comes in a really gorgeous packet. It's all really looks trendy. It looks nice. Something like that I think is a really nice gift. I would just be careful with the wording of what the product says, because mature skin, nobody wants to be told they've got mature skin. That's a really good question. Alison, hello, my love. Sending lots of love to the US, and I hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving and have got over all the turkey and overindulgence that everybody has probably had and enjoyed over the last couple of days. Chris says, oh my gosh, hit 19k. I know, literally it's amazing. It's spooky, especially considering my target for the end of this year when I first set up this channel was 500 subscribers. So mind blown. We're not even in December yet. Mind blown. Thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed. And if you haven't, why not join? Why not click that subscribe button and join our little community? Ever growing and so supportive. Patty, hello, my love. Thank you so much for joining. Hope everything's lovely with you. Elizabeth, morning. Elizabeth, I'm so glad you could join, because I know how difficult it is with the time difference for you to be able to join. So I really appreciate you joining. And anyone that is, if it's the I've had the heating on way too long, which is why I'm in a t-shirt. So again, if you hear the rustling, the cat is fighting with the lamp. Leo, are you going to come in? I'm going to rescue him. Oh. Come and say hi, Leo. This is Leo. He's been a... Gonna say hello? Yes, gonna say hello. You've been... What have you been doing? Yeah, you've been naughty, haven't you, in the light? He's like #1 pest, aren't you? Yes. Let's see what other questions we've got. Emily P says, hi Rob and everyone. Looking forward to hearing everyone's questions and the responses. Thank you so much. I love these live streams. It's so much fun. It's casual. You know, it's not the most professional affair. Ask a question, you'll get an answer. I might be drinking tea through it. We might see a cat walking in and out. We've got a dog that might bark down here, but we like that. Look, little face. We like that. We're keeping it casual here. Celia says, what's the first thing you're doing after quarantine? That's a good question. Wow. So here in the UK, we have a department store called John Lewis, which will mean nothing to anybody who isn't in the UK, but it's basically a gorgeous department store that sells loads of really nice things, and they do like homewares, they do some really nice clothes, they just do everything that's lovely. And I am going, it's been closed all quarantine, and I'm going on the day it opens, and I'm going to look at their Christmas display, because they have the most beautiful Christmas baubles and Christmas trees, and it all just looks really magical. And we've got one quite close to us here. So the first thing I'm doing, when it's safe to do so, I'll let the initial rush go. I'm going down to John Lewis, the department store, and I'm going to spend on Christmas. And I'm going to get a whole... Last year, I went for like on the 1st of December. I thought, I'm just going to go and look. Like, came back with a whole new Christmas tree. It's like my 8th Christmas tree or something. I am Christmas mad, and that is what I'm most looking forward to doing. It finishes here on... I think we're out of lockdown on... I should know this. I think it's Wednesday, so... Come Thursday, let the rush die down, go and have a look. We still got to wear masks and stuff, which I'm fine with. I just put the mask on and get on with your life. But I'm really looking forward to going there. Tom, hello, welcome Tom. I'm so glad you could join us, because I know maybe the connection's not that great where you are, but thank you so much for joining, and thank you for the 19k, congratulations. It just feels bizarre, like totally bizarre. Natalie, hello my love. Quirky Beauty says, making lunch with Thanksgiving leftovers. So Thanksgiving, I get totally confused with. So you have the Thanksgiving on the Thursday. Here in the UK, Thanksgiving is kind of like our Christmas. We have the same food and do this. And then after that, we have Boxing Day, which is like the day after, which is also a public holiday. And we have all the leftovers. So I didn't realise that people did kind of the same thing with Thanksgiving, that you just have a day where you just binge eat leftovers. Totally off topic, and this is why I always get so behind with the questions. Totally off topic. I think I prefer the Christmas leftovers more than I like the Christmas dinner. That's probably controversial, but I do just love leftovers with pickle and with, oh yes. Jenny says, good afternoon, my love. Tina, thank you so much for joining. I'm so glad. So my question is, what are your thoughts on DMAE? What does... Wait there, let me... I'm really bad with acronyms. What does DMAE stand for? I should know this. No, you're going to have to help me out, guys. I'll answer when I know what it is. I should know. People always like, I have no idea. My brain doesn't compute. Do it, Tina. Thank you so much for joining, my love. It's amazing that you could join us. And like I say, even if people, you know, miss these lives, they always go live straight after. You can rewatch it. But it's lovely to chat to you all live. So thank you so much for joining. Carolina says, hey, congrats on 19k. Thank you, my love. Sasu, welcome. Patty says we need a big celebration for 20k. Well, I have something up my sleeve that I can't, like, I reached out to a company that I've been mad for ages and have been so supportive and so lovely. And I said, when it comes to 20k, I want to do like a giveaway, and I want to do a, you know, a big kind of thing. And I have something lined up. So there'll be a big giveaway for 20k. I'm also going to be doing, I can't tell, it'll ruin the surprise, but there's going to be something big, Patty. So do not worry. When 20k hits, it's going to be something big. I hope it does. I can't do the giveaway before the 1st of December, but I'm not going to hit before then. So we're all good. Annika says, congrats on 19k. Thank you, my love. Janie says, yes to skincare sets. Yes. Everybody loves a skincare set. So I've got on the 1st of December, I'm doing a big Korean skincare haul, try on, whatever you want to call it. We're just going to do a full like rundown fangirl session on some amazing Korean skincare that I've discovered. And I'm going to do a giveaway that's separate to the 20k giveaway of a dupe of everything I talked through. But as part of that, I've discovered some really good Korean skincare sets, because I think actually it's not too late. You can still buy and they'll still ship in time, and it's really nice to get people like a little skincare set, because they are super easy as gifts. You're not going to offend anyone with a set, you know, like you might with a single product, and they're a great idea. So yes, big fan of the skincare sets for Christmas. Sam Marine says, hey, hello, love. Deborah says, it's cold here too. I don't think I do well with the cold. The cats, the heat goes on them and I don't get the benefit. Clara says, this is the nicest YouTuber I've seen in a long time. Clara, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. We, like, on this channel, we have like the world's best community. Everyone's lovely and constructive and really nice. And I'm just super grateful for every single person that joins these lives or comments on a video, sends a like. It's amazing. So thank you so much. Avery Rose says, will using moisturizer as an eye cream be too heavy for the skin? I've been trying it and I've noticed some bumps. Is it because of the moisturizer? Possibly. If you're using a very heavy cream moisturizer, it can lead to some of those bumps that are called milia if it is too heavy. They will go if you stop using it, so don't worry too much. But I would recommend a gel moisturizer as the best alternative under the eye. Something that's light. This under eye area is very gentle, it's very sensitive, and it's very thin. So I would be super careful with what you put on there. Gel is always better than cream. Lighter, I just think, is more pleasant. You can always get a gel moisturizer and try it and apply a couple of layers. So if you find it's not hydrating enough on the first go, put another layer on 5 minutes later, and that'll just double up on that. That would be my top tip. If you want to go for a really good eye cream that I think is actually worth, Purito do a eye cream that's really good, and I really like the one by the Inculus. They do like a retinol eye cream that's a really nice hydrating and anti-aging one at the same time. Those are like two of my favorites. Let's have a look. Question, should I keep my ordinary products inside the fridge? No. Do you know what? Well, you can. So you can keep any product you want inside the fridge. The only ones I would recommend you do as a must is Pure Form Vitamin C. If it's a derivative, don't worry about it. If it is an ascorbic acid or L-ascorbic acid or ethylated ascorbic acid, either of those three on the ingredients list, keep it in the fridge. It'll keep it fresher for longer and it'll keep it potent for longer. Those are the only ones I would. Everything else is personal preference. You know, if you've got like something like a cooling gel that you want to cool the skin, if you've got puffiness and inflammation, keep that in the fridge. That will help. But you don't need to keep anything other than your L-ascorbic acids in the fridge. Sam Marine says, what should I use for pores on cheeks around the nose? I have this. This is not, don't worry, you are not on your own. Salicylic acid will flush the pore out, keep it clean, keep it fresh, stop the blackheads forming. Stay away from pore strips because they're just not great. I would use a niacinamide on there as well. Combine that with your BHA, your salicylic acid. That'll really help over time to shrink the size of the pore and keep them clean and fresh. One top tip, if you're using an oil cleanser, really massage it in, particularly these creases in the nose here. That's where sebum will pool, and if you really massage in there, that'll help prevent any clogging or any breakouts in that area. So I think oil cleansing in there, maybe just massage it in for a full like 30 seconds will really help. That'll be my top tip for keeping that area clean. But of course, use some salicylic acid. You can combine it with a cleanser like the Inculus salicylic cleanser, great option. But that's a really great question. Jay says, hey, Leo. He's now cuddled up. He's got a little cushion. He's fighting the dog for space on the cushion. He's all good. Hill Priest says, Leo is so handsome. Thank you. He is, and Chris says he's adorable. He is. He's Singapore, which is the national cat of Singapore. So a couple of times when he's appeared before, we've had a few people from Singapore in the chat, and it's like, Singapore, apparently they are like huge. Really rare here in the UK, but like huge in Singapore. He is. So problem is they are known for being like the most people oriented of all the cats, and he is on you 24 hours a day. He's sitting on your lap, he's on your shoulder, he wants to be with people all the time. My other cat he likes to cuddle, but he's not like as people orientated as Leo, who's gorgeous. Tina says, oh my god, Leo is such a gorgeous boy. You see, Tina, it was worth joining the chat just for our Leo. Violet says, good morning. Yes, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, Violet. Sending lots and lots of love. Elsie says, hello to Leo from Elsie and my cat, Romy, in Seattle. Leo says hello to Seattle. He likes, he very rarely, you'll see, if you've watched a lot of our videos, you'll see quite a lot of Marcel, my other cat. He likes to appear in videos. He's not camera shy. He's always in videos. Leo is much more, he likes to be around me, but he's a little bit camera shy. So you're privileged to have got a sneak peek of the Singapore today. Avery Rose says, well, moisturizing. Oh, we've covered that one. Sorry, I'm going over that one. Quirky Beauty says, if you spent 28 days rehabbing your moisture barrier, in what order would you start slowly reintroducing actives? This is a really good, if you've got a sensitive skin, you have a flare up, I always say cut right back. Cut back to just the cleanser, just the moisturizer, and maybe a really good serum that you trust and know that is good on your skin. Then, of course, do that for like 28 days. They say do it between 14 and 28 days. It depends on your own skin type. Once you've done that, how do you reintroduce? Well, I would say work into that the least aggressive active first. So that would usually be your peptide serum. So you've got your cleanser, you've got your moisturizer, you've got your SPF if you're using it in the morning. Then I would add your, and I like to get them back into the routine as soon as possible. Beyond that, you can then introduce things gradually. The last thing you should introduce is your retinol and your exfoliant, because they're going to be the most aggressive, and of course your vitamin C. So those are the last things you should introduce. Everything else can go in reasonably soon afterwards. Just again, I would introduce them as though you're starting afresh. So, you know, for something like a peptide serum, every other day, build up to daily, kind of reintroduce everything gradually rather than just starting them again on day one, if that makes sense. But that's a really, really good question. Dominique, hello, my love. Thank you for joining. DM13 says, you must show us all your Xmas decorations. Yes, I'm sure it's all going to be lovely. How's it going with your animals and the eye? So this is like, it's been an eye related week, let's just put it that way. So I've had the whole gammy eye, which is why it looked ratchet in the video. Both of the cats have had the eye infections, which I've been up all night like putting drops in. Not fun. So it's been a whole like eye related week, but now we're all good, we're all back to normal, and it's all fantastic. The Christmas decorations are now up. I've got a few bits to do, so I'm going to do them later, and I'm going to put the last tree up. I've got like 3 Christmas trees, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a decorate the tree at the same time as answering skincare questions. So I've got a list of the 20 most frequently googled skincare questions, and what I'm going to do is put up the tree and answer them at the same time, so it's a bit of an interactive and you can kind of see, you know, my Christmas. If you're one of these people that likes an all one color tasteful tree, you've come to the wrong place. I am not about that. I am all on. It literally looks like the best, like the most colourful. It literally looks like someone's thrown up Christmas on my Christmas tree, and I love it. And it's unapologetic. It has way too many baubles for the number of branches. It has way too much tinsel and way too much glitter. But I just love a tree to look like it literally could collapse at any minute. It's full of that many baubles. That's my that's my Christmas aesthetic. Clara says, I spent £95 on Kate Somerville Peptide Kate cream, and now I'm learning that most acids like it with Neod vitamin C can't mix with it. Is this true? It is unfortunately true. Yeah, so it depends. Some peptides are more forgiving than others. The Kate Somerville one is worth the money because it's super high tech, but it does mean you can't use it with your acids. You can, however, use it with retinol. So what you should do is use it in the evening, use your vitamin C's and your acids in the morning, use your retinol in the evening, and put it with your evening routine. It'll blend really well with that, and you won't have to risk ruining it. It won't damage your skin, it's just going to denature the peptide, so you pay £95 for a product that won't work as well. So definitely avoid acids and vitamins. So many of you already have, but if you haven't, if you could smash the like button, subscribe, join our 19,000 strong family if you haven't already, and I'm going to have a sip of my tea. Again, really good cup of tea. I love a good cup of tea, especially when it's cold, and that is a really nice one. So Yorkshire tea, of course. So from anyone from Yorkshire, you'll know exactly what I mean. Best tea in the world. Poppy Reese says, hi, are you still using the Banish microneedling, and how are you finding it? I have significant pigmentation scars, and the Neod repigment is definitely helping, but wanted the extra boost. I am. So I did a microneedling video using the Banisher tool thing, and I have been using it ever since. So I did that about 2 months ago, and I found that my results peaked at about the 1 month point. So I used it twice a week for a month, and then I used it sort of like I've just been doing it every other week now as maintenance, and yeah, I think it made a difference. I would say it's got rid of about 50% of my hyperpigmentation. The Neod repigment deals with the rest. I actually, for all that, you know, I've had a bit, you know, cold filled, the eye things not great, my skin's actually been great. And I do put it down to, I do think it really works. Now, is doing a at-home microneedling gonna change your skin overnight? No, but in about 2 months, I'd say I've noticed a real difference, and I would fully recommend check out that video and see, because it's really important you do it right. I hate the idea of people microneedling at home, and it's not the same as in a derm's office because the needles are shorter. It's not the same, but it does take longer to see the results, and I'm happy with them. I think it's worked really really well. It pairs beautifully with the Neod repigment and with your vitamin C's. So yeah, I would fully recommend people look into that if they want to kind of do it at home. But I do think it's really important to do it, even though it's totally safe to use, you need to do it right still to get the best results and avoid any damage. So check out that video. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really, really good. I'm now using it every like other week as a maintenance. And yeah, I think it's really good. You've got the product, it lasts. If you keep it hygienic and keep it stored properly, it lasts for ages. So yeah, full fan of Vanish. I actually really like it. Their pumpkin enzyme mask actually is my favorite. You know, that has worked well. It's on the top shelf somewhere there. Really, really good. I love their pumpkin enzyme mask. Quirky Beauty say, I cooked 7 pounds of turkey breast and the full fixing. Oh my, you're going to have so many leftovers. Like, honestly, I'm so jealous. I'm going to fly over and I'm going to help you eat your turkey leftovers. My favourite, like, Thanksgiving or Christmas, like, leftover is get the turkey, put bread, obviously bread in a sandwich, but put, like, equal amounts, like, prickle. We have this thing in the UK called bran mayonnaise, done together, beautiful. Like, oh, I could eat that right now. I am very jealous. Nedge says, how to put shea butter on skin, especially after putting serums and moisturizer. Can it then make my face skin a little wet, so I put the shea butter on? Love you. Well, first of all, love you back. Yes, you can. So shea butter would come on as a moisturizer right at the end. It's a really nice moisturizing agent. It's a bit heavy for anyone with acne prone skin or breakout prone skin, so I'd caution about that. But for everyone else, lovely, hydrating. I love shea butter. Beautiful. It smells divine as well. I would put it right at the end. You can wet the skin a little bit, but because shea butter actually is full of oleic acids and is really quite hydrating anyway, you can put it on dry skin and it will still actually add moisture back. If you want to add a little moisture, actually find a spritz of a mist or something, or you can just get some water on your hands and just dab it on. Your skin doesn't need to be wet, it just needs to be damp. So yeah, anything like that would work beautifully. But that's a really good question. I love shea butter. Tracy Trust says, why do so many serums and essences make my face sticky and shiny, especially the Ordinary? Love your channel. Thank you, Tracy. Love your channel. I love your channel too. No, I don't know you got a channel. Love you too. That's what I meant to say. So hyaluronic acid is usually the culprit. So hyaluronic acid, if it's formulated cheaply, and I don't mean cheaply in a bad way, like, you know, it's going to do damage. It's not. But if you use a single molecular weight of hyaluronic acid, tending to be a larger molecular weight, it can lead to stickiness, which is why the ordinary hyaluronic acid is sticky. If you use something like the multimolecular hyaluronic acid by Neod, it goes on, it's not sticky, it absorbs easily. So that is usually why. So if you want to avoid that stickiness, looking for a serum, which is quite hard to find actually, that doesn't have hyaluronic acid in will really help. That I think is probably what's causing it. Anthea says, hi, can you suggest a non-comedogenic moisturizer for day acne prone skin? Yes, I love the Blythe Pressed Serum. Once this video goes live again, so once the live's finished, it then repeats. So for anyone that missed out, I do leave a link to any video and product that I mentioned below, so you can check that out. But the Blythe Pressed Serum, beautiful, a Korean brand, super lightweight, really nice, non-comedogenic, won't itch, won't irritate the skin, gorgeous. I really like the Amyl C Whip by Face Theory, not the one with SPF. The plain one without SPF goes on like a dream. Your skin feels gorgeous, non-comedogenic again, which is really, really good. The hydration vaccine by Neod, a lot of people do really like. It doesn't work for my skin, but everyone else seems to say it's wonderful. And if you have oily and breakout prone skin, you might not actually need a moisturizer. You might find that your SPF and the serums that you use are hydrating enough. So don't feel like you have to use a moisturizer, especially if you're prone to breakouts or have oily skin. But that's a really good question, so thank you. Oh, Tina says DMAE is an ingredient that Perricone uses a lot, but it's in other products too. I know exactly what you mean now, Tina. Clicked. You see, I'm just useless with acronyms. Supposed to help with the sagging and tightening. Wonder if it's a gimmick. So this came about. Someone used a type of this technology. So DMAE is a type of technology which was developed as part of a Nobel Prize winning project for physics, but it isn't. The technology was developed and then they used a sort of took it the next step further, and they now claim that some of the companies that use it claim that it is a Nobel Prize winning ingredient. That's not true. So that's why I haven't particularly reached for it, because I think if you're lying out the gate, not a fan. But actually there is scientific proof that it will help around the margins to boost the levels of elastin in the skin. So collagen and elastin are really important, but elastin is what gives, it's like elastic, what gives our skin that snapback. So if you want the taut jaw, it can help. Now, any product which helps with sagging and firmness is probably going to help by about like 5 or 10% because it's really hard to get elastin back in the skin. Collagen's easier to boost, elastin really difficult. So I would say if money is no object and you want to reach out and try a Perricone product, then yes, it will lead to about a 5, 10 or 15% improvement in the sagging and help with the jowls, the tautness around the chin. I don't think it's essential if you don't have that sort of money to spend on products, and I'd rather people invest in other products rather than spend all of their money on that and then not have money for the rest of their skincare routine. I also think people underestimate the power of massage, so by massaging in that area is going to have just as much impact, 10 to 15%, than these products. So I would say only reach for that product with DMAE in, or any other product with a similar thing in, if you've done a massage and you've done it for 2 or 3 months to see those results. Then you might want to take it to the next level. Make sure you've got a copper peptide in your routine anyway, because that again will make a difference. If you've done all those things, you still want to see some of that tightness, then yes, absolutely you can reach for it and it will work around the margins. I just think some of the claims on these products are more than what they're going to be able to deliver, and I hope in 2021, I hope companies stop doing this, because I would rather a company come out and say this will deliver a 15%. It won't, and it's kind of gives you, even though you get the 15%, you're disappointed. So I think we should reset our expectations, but yes, it will absolutely work. That's a long way of me just saying yes, it will work, but in a realistic way. But great question. Chris says, so excited for the Korean skincare video. I can't wait. I filmed it. I have actually filmed it because I fangirled too much. And I filmed it because I wanted to try all of the products out, because I'm going to do a giveaway, and all of the products I repurchased. So all of the products from the Korean skincare haul were gifted to me by Stylevana, which is like a Korean online beauty, fashion, like one-stop shop. Love their products. And they always reach out and say, can we just send you some stuff to try? And I'm just like, yeah, make it a surprise. Just send me whatever you think I like, because I love to just try new things. And then obviously I wanted to try them all, because I'm not going to give away any products I didn't like. And there were 3 that I really didn't like in the selection, so I'm obviously not going to give you those away. So I replaced them with some products I thought I would like. So I pieced together a giveaway, and it's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And hopefully, I'm just hoping, the reason I'm doing it on the 1st of December is I'm hoping I'm going to draw the giveaway really soon afterwards, like the 3rd of December. Not because I want to limit it, but I want people to be able to have it for Christmas. And with shipping the way it is, and it could be an international, it could be a UK winner, in which case fine, it could be an international winner, and I want to try my best to get it to people for Christmas. So it's going to be launched on the 1st, drawn on the 3rd, and then shipped out the 4th, hopefully to get to everybody in time for Christmas. Rashini says, what do you think about the La Roche-Posay Ethiclar Hydrating Cleansing Cream Cleanser for oily sensitive skin? It is so good for sensitive skin. I think it could work on oily skin. I actually haven't tried it. A friend of mine tried it who had sensitive skin, but she was on the drier side. Worked like a dream. Lovely product, really well formulated. I'm not sure with oily skin, but it's because you're washing it off, it's not actually sitting on the skin, so it shouldn't be too problematic for oily skin. But for sensitive skin, it's a dream. La Roche-Posay do really nail it when it comes to sensitive skin. Violet says, I don't do cold. You come visit me in Hawaii. Oh, Violet, I'm getting the next plane out there. As soon as we can leave our houses and fly, I'm out there. This year we were supposed to go to travel to family up in the north of the UK, but because of the restrictions, we have got, I think we're allowed to go and like do Christmas for like 3 days, but then it's back to normal restrictions, and it just wouldn't work out. So unfortunately I can't see my family this year for Christmas. We're going to do next year instead, but then we're traveling up over to Gibraltar, which is the southern tip of Spain. And then we're going to do my family the year after. So it's all changed, but Hawaii in the meantime sounds great. Patty says, I bought a bunch of the large size natural moisturizing factors to give as gifts. This is what I'm talking about, Christmas gifts. Something like the natural moisturizing factors by The Ordinary is really great, because if you look at it, it looks expensive because it's got the nice packaging. So I always like a gift that looks a little bit more expensive than what you've actually paid for it. That's like the mark of a good gift. But also, none of the language is offensive. So it's not for mature skin. It's not for damaged skin, problem skin. All those words that you just don't want. It implies, if you give those sort of products, it implies like, oh, so you think I've got problem skin? Oh, you think I've got mature skin? Whereas something like natural moisturizing factors is great because it's suitable for every skin type, which is nice. You don't really have to guess what that person's skin type is. You can still gift it. The Square Line Cleanser is another really great idea because it's suitable for all skin types. My actual favorite gift that I bought this year is Face Theory, which is a favourite brand of mine. I love them. I love them so much. I look at their gift sets and they've got like, it's a Black Friday sale. I think they've got like 30 or 40% off all their gift sets. So I bought for me just because it had all the items I actually like from them. I'm not going to gift it, I'm just going to use them for myself just to get 40% off. I bought one of those the other day, but I also bought my Ultimate set. It was £140, which is ridiculous for skincare, but it's got like 20 items in there. It's amazing. And it's down to like £75 or something, and I bought that for a friend who just wants to get into skincare and says, look, 2021 is the year I'm going to get into skincare. I was like, okay, that is like the best gift. Now it's way too much to spend, and you know, I'm not saying everyone should spend that, but as a mark of how really good you can get some really good products for such an affordable price, definitely check them out. I think gift sets are the way forward, and also creating your own gift set is quite nice. So the Ordinary, like the Square Link Cleanser, the Natural Moisturising Factors, beautiful little duo. Wrap it around in a bit of cellophane or some like environmentally friendly version of cellophane, because that ain't good. Actually, it's a really nice gift. Wrap a bow around it, lovely. So yeah, I love making my own gift sets as well. But Patty, that is a really great recommendation. The Natural Moisturising Factors, really safe, really nice. I really like a luxury. I like it. I think that's a really great Christmas idea. Rashini says, thanks for taking the time to do this. I love your lives. I love this as well. I love sitting down and chatting with you guys. This is like the highlight of my week, especially in lockdown when actually I don't see many people. But it's really nice to sit down and just chat skincare with people. And actually people recommend me loads. I get so many recommendations from these lives and I'm like, okay, I'll do a video where I talked about products that I hated and now actually really like. And Revolution Skincare was one of them. And after that, everyone was like, oh, can we have a review? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. So I've got that video coming. That's because a load of you guys called out in here, like, you want to see more about that brand and hear a little bit more about them. So coming up this week, we've got the Revolution Skincare one. I've got some other, I won't spoil it too much, but we've got some other really great content and some different brands that I'm trying to explore and look with. It's really difficult I didn't realize how difficult this is. I want to keep things fresh, so I don't want to keep saying the same brand time and time again, but equally I don't want to try every different brand, like recommend totally different brands, because then it's going to be like, oh great, so I've got to buy a different brand every single week. I get very fixated in my own routine on certain brands, like Neod. You can see on the shelf there, it's just like Neod and The Ordinary, and I love them. So I want to mix it up, but equally I don't want to mix it up to the extent where people are buying just products after products after products. So finding a balance, but I do really like Revolution Skincare. They've really changed my opinion of them over the past couple of months. So that's coming in this week. Now, guys, I'm going to have a sip of my tea because I'm losing my voice. So if you haven't already, if you could smash that thumbs up button, give it a subscribe if you haven't already. I would love you all. Right, we are back on. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Martha says, hi, I hope you're doing okay. I am Martha. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. What's the best moisturizer for dry, sensitive skin? This is, fortunately, I think it's easier to find a moisturizer for dry, sensitive skin than sensitive, oily skin. I think that's kind of hard to find. If I was going to go for something that was dry and sensitive, I would honestly go for the Natural Moisturising Factors by The Ordinary, which is suitable. All of the amino acids that form the natural moisturising factors are in our skin already, so they're ever present. So your skin recognises it, which means you could still have a reaction. Obviously, patch test it first, but the chances of a reaction are so much smaller than if it's not compatible with your skin. So that's a really great option. If you've got super dry skin, that might not cut it. So what I'd get is get a facial oil. Go for something like a jojoba oil, an argan oil, something super hydrating. Add 2 drops into that, massage it in your hands, and then just press it into the skin. Don't rub, because sometimes that can create sensitivity. Just press it into the skin and the neck. It will honestly be the most hydrating product you've ever used. You get the hydration in there. You don't have to worry about it being too many ingredients that could trigger sensitivity. That would be my go-to combination. I want 2021 to be the year that everyone realizes how amazing Neod Repigment is, because it's changed my skin in the past year. So Elizabeth, I hope you love it as much as me. Is any of their other serums you shouldn't use at the same time? I would miss their, I wouldn't use it at the same time as their vitamin C, their Elan vitamin C. I think it's a bit too strong to go against it. I would use the Repigment in the evening and then the Elan in the morning if you are using it. Other than that, no, not at all. You shouldn't get too much sensitivity from it because it's not a very aggressive product, you might get a very light like prickling when you first put it on. So if you do, then you pairing it with like a peptide is really great, because that'll just help soothe that and calm it as well. It is super flexible as an ingredient and as a product. I would stay away from exfoliating acids, which don't have anyway, but I wouldn't use it directly next to an exfoliating acid, and I wouldn't use it directly next to a vitamin C either, because you want that maximum potency of the repigment. You don't want to be, you know, messing around with it and potentially losing some of the effectiveness. But other than that, it goes with everything. I love it. I adore it, absolutely adore it. And you do find a little goes a long way, because you tend to be using it on the patches where you have the pigmentation. And so I find a little goes a long way with that product, which is really good, because it is on the expensive side. And I just can't wait for you to tell me how much you love it. I hope you love it as much as me anyway. But be honest, once you've tried it, I can't wait to hear your feedback. Celia Reese says yes to 2-dimethylaminoethylate, ethanol, DMAE. Yeah, DMAE is just easier. Thank you, Celia. Not sure what it does. It basically is an ingredient that's supposed to increase naturally our body's production of elastin, which gives us that elasticity in our skin. It also is supposed to create some tautness in the skin through some of its metabolic pathways. The technology's there. I just think sometimes people expect too much from it. You know, it's not going to change the world. It's probably going to lead to a 15% increase in the elasticity of the area. I don't think that's bad, but I think if people are paying £100 for a product, they expect maybe a little bit more. But it's not, by all means, it's not a bad ingredient. Victoria says, is it okay to skip my neck area when I apply my skincare? No, Victoria, no. So you obviously you can. I mean, you know, I'm not telling you do whatever you want to do. I would say the reason I wouldn't miss the neck area is it's the first area that shows signs of aging. This and the décolletage. So your skincare area should be the top of your forehead down to the line where, you know, the nipple line. We'll, you know, a bit crass. I'm a bit of a prude, but we'll go for that. That is kind of the area you should be covering with. I don't expose it to the sun, so I am a bit lazy and I don't, but I do always do the neck. If you really can't be bothered doing the neck and you just do sunscreen. As long as you're putting your sunscreen on your neck, that's all I care about. The rest of the skincare is you should, but do you know what? As long as you're doing your SPF, that's what I'm bothered about. Make sure you do the tops of the ears as well, because that's the area that's showing the highest increase in rates of skin cancers here in the UK and over in the US, because people always miss the tops and it's the first bit the sun hits. So always remember the tops of your ears as well. Let's have a look. Rashini says, what do you think about the La Roche-Posay? Oh, we've covered that, sorry. Deborah says, what would be the best ordinary product for wrinkles and bumpy skin, acne scars? So great products for bumpy skin and acne scars. Wrinkles, get the Azuraline solution, £5. Amazing. 25% reduction in your wrinkles in like a month. Who doesn't love that? Definitely get that. In terms of treating like pitted scars, I did a whole video on the products that I think would be best for acne scars and hyperpigmentation. So I'd recommend you check that out, because it's not just the products you use, it's the way you apply them, how frequently you apply them, and what you pair them together. So I would check out that video, because it'll give you a really good rundown. In that video, I did use, I'll link it below afterwards as well. I did use all products from the Ordinary, so you can mix and match with other brands as well if you want. But I think it's more than just choosing the right products. I think it's getting them in the right order, using them at the right frequency, and applying them properly. So check that out, because honestly, it'll give you a full rundown and you will see results. I had acne, ice pick scarring, and look, it doesn't go away. There's nothing you can do to get rid of it like that. But seeing maybe like a 50% improvement in the texture does so much for your confidence. So I really hope it works for you, my love. Noah says, I love your videos. Thank you so much. Do you wash your face before reapplying sunscreen? How do you prevent buildup at the end of the day? I'm afraid it'll break me out. So I don't wash my face before I reapply. Sunscreen's really difficult. If you're just knocking about the house, you should apply as per the manufacturer's instructions. That goes without saying. I don't reapply as often as I should during the day. I put a layer on in the morning and I make sure I'm fully covered where I want to be covered in the morning, and then I might apply again in the afternoon. That's not as often as you should according to the instructions, but I forget, or I don't want it to be building up too much. If you're out in the sun, you're on the beach, you apply every 2 hours religiously. It's so important. You shouldn't get too much of a build up, because actually your skin, if it's a chemical sunscreen, your skin tends to deal with it anyway. To prevent breakouts is remove it properly in the evening. So get a balm cleanser, something like the oat cleansing balm by the Enquiries, which is there, or you could use any really great balm cleanser and do a proper massage. I'm not talking 60 seconds. I mean a proper, like, 3 or 4 minute massage, focusing on the areas around the nose here where we always forget to massage. Really go to town with your massage, get that cleanser working, emulsify it, and then keep massaging, because the key thing to making sure you don't break out from sunscreen is removing it properly. It won't break you out while it's on your skin. It's if you're then sleeping in it, you're not taking it off properly. That's crucial. So I would not worry too much about the sunscreen. I'd worry about how you take it off and getting a really good balm cleanser that's going to work to do that. I hope that helps anyway. Victoria Billish says, is there any difference between a sunscreen and a sunblock? There is, but we use them interchangeably. So in the US, people tend to say sunblock, which here in the UK, we don't really have that word. We tend to use sun. We say sun cream, which is completely different. So it's just terminology. There is a difference. So a sunblock is something which blocks the sun out. A sun cream is something that prevents the majority of the rays getting through. So a sunblock could be something like a 100%, or as close to titanium dioxide cream. You can get like the Institute Estoderm do one. Really important if you've got scarring, fresh scarring, you would put that on there. And that literally blocks the sun from getting to the area. Sunscreen allows the sun to get through, but prevents most of the rays getting through. I don't think you need a sunblock. I don't think you need to block out the sun. Everyone needs natural light. We synthesize vitamin D and other great things from it. It can also enhance our mood. It's really important we get some sunlight and some exposure, but just make sure that you're protected. I think day to day factor 30 is more than enough for anyone. If you're on the beach and you are really, you're exposing your skin to the sun, then go to a factor 50. But I don't, I'm not one of these people that goes to the factor 100 day in, day out. I think it's too much, and it can weigh your skin down, and a little bit of sun in a moderate way can help. I just think make sure you're protecting with a factor 30, because you don't want the aging and the dark spots. No one's friend. But that's a really good question. Tara says, I have a friend who wears that lifting tape, and I would think there would be long-term effects of using that continuously. Yeah, if you use the lifting tape at night, it does. Yeah, again, it will help. I don't know that the scientific studies have actually shown the long-term benefit. I would assume it does, but I don't think the scientific studies have backed that up yet. Now, guys, I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. So if you haven't already, if you could smash that like button, I would love you all. The tea is literally get bigger and bigger every single week. We're at like over 100 people at any given time. It's just like amazing. It blows my mind. So thank you so much for everyone that does join these. I keep going with the questions. If I don't get around to your question or I accidentally miss it when I'm scrolling through, leave me a comment below and I always answer them the next day. I make sure I answer all the questions. So Carolina says, hello my love. First of all, thank you for joining. What will make my scars, deep scars from pimples disappear? I'm less visible. This is what I was saying. The key thing are peptides, but I would take a look at that video, because as I was saying before, it's not just what products you use, it's how you apply them, the frequency, and what you use together. So check out that video. But my favorite things are collagen boosting peptides, because collagen will help make this indent look shallower. So if it's like this, it'll look like that. It won't eradicate it, but it really will help. Microneedling is really good. If you've got really bad scarring, I would go to the derm's office to have that done, because they might recommend some resurfacing treatments at the same time. There's loads you can do to tackle it. If you haven't got the money to go to the derm or access to a dermatologist, then the at-home stuff can be effective. I would just make sure you're doing it all in one go. So check out that video, and hopefully that really helps, my love. I had it all my life, so I know exactly how you're feeling. Luvia says, hi Rob, how are you? I'm fabulous. How are you, my love? One question, can you I have the ordinary buffet and copper and retinol in the same night routine. Kisses from Germany. First of all, sending a big kiss back to Germany too. Yes, absolutely you can. So you shouldn't use peptides with pure form vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid or ascorbic acid, but you can absolutely use it with retinol. I think the only one I would probably think twice is if you're on retin A, which is retinoic acid. I would probably think twice before using it, because it can impact the pH, but all of the retinols, the over-the-counter ones, absolutely fine. Sam Marine says, thanks, it's a pleasure. I'm happy to answer all your questions. Zico says, hello, thank you for joining. Giovanni says, hello, lovely seeing you. Thank you. I'm sorry for the pronunciations. My pronunciation is awful when it comes to names, so sorry about that. Diana, hello, happy Saturday, my love. I'm so glad you can join. I'm sure you joined like 25 minutes ago, but I'm scrolling through the questions, my love. So sending lots and lots of love to Massachusetts, and I hope everything is amazing over there and you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I was watching, just as a side, so I love food, and I love to watch what other people are eating, and I saw like a chart from America that said these are the side dishes that people most commonly in different squashes and roasted squashes, and I was like, oh, that sounds really nice. Apparently if you live in the south, you're more likely to have mac and cheese. I was like, kind of different. But anyway, so I loved reading about what different side dishes people have, which I love food. Let's have a look. Patty says, I'm curious, based on your video this morning, where would you put the sub-Q mist? I put it on right after cleansing. Yes, spot on, Patty. As always, spot on. Straight after cleansing. If you exfoliate first and then put it on after your exfoliation. Basically, it just, after you've dried your skin, you would cleanse and then you would dry your skin with a towel, dab it, don't rub, and then just spritz it. And it just keeps it wet because most of your serums go on better and are absorbed better on damp skin. And the sub-Q mist is a great way of getting the hydration back in, dampening the skin, and is a great amino acid complex. So yeah, full fan of that. Shurong says hello from Singapore. Singapore. I have a Singapore cat down here. So if you missed it at the start, rewatch this when it's reloaded and you'll see my Singapore cat. So I'm sending it lots of love. What's the best retinol product to start with as a beginner? There are so many great options. The Indeed Labs Retinol Reface would be my absolute favourite. The Granactive Retinoid Emulsion by The Ordinary is a really good one. The Inkilist Retinol is also fantastic. Anything that says Granactive in there would be my preference because that's a delayed release, so it's going to be a lot less aggressive and have a lot less side effects than something that's a full strength retinol straight out the bat. So look for something that says Granactive. I started on the Inkilist Retinol. That was really good. I love that. But any of the other ones that I mentioned would be equally as good. And sending lots of love to Singapore. Rashini says, I need to know the difference between a Azuraline solution and the buffet one with copper peptides. Which is the more effective? I'm Indian with a whitish colour, 26 with normal sensitive skin. That's a really good question. So the Azuraline solution is specific. It's one peptide that goes in and tackles the fine lines and wrinkles. The dynamic fine lines we get on the eyes, the lips and the forehead. The buffet is a mixture of many peptides, eight I believe, which then contribute to overall brightening of the skin and some anti-aging benefits, and of course hydration. You can use them together, so you can use the Azuraline on where you have those fine lines and then put the buffet on top. They're totally compatible, but they do very different things. So use them together, but I would use the Azuraline if you only want to use one. The Azuraline if you're more worried about anti-aging. The buffet if you're looking for hydration, smoothness and even skin tone. Let's have a look. Random Loner says, Random Loner, that sounds really sad, your name. I hope you're not alone. Well, we're sending lots of love. I built a new routine and I would like. So yeah, so you've got a really good base skincare routine there. You've got your exfoliator and your niacinamide, which is really great. I would say if you are, just make sure, so the foaming cleanser and the niacinamide are both a little bit on the drying side. So if you have oily skin, that is a great routine and will help keep you matte and prevent the oil buildup. If you're a little bit on the drier side and you find your routine is drying you a little bit, what I would do is switch out that cleanser for something that's a bit more hydrating. That is the only thing I changed, but you have a really great skincare routine there. You can add some other things in, like a vitamin C for brightening, but actually just as a basis, you have a really strong skincare routine there. And anything you add would just be to tackle specific issues that you might have in your skin. So I hope that helps. EC says, can I put a niacinamide over salicylic acid? Absolutely you can. Yeah, give salicylic acid 30 seconds to sink in. Let it do its work and start eating away at some of that dirt and debris in the pore. And then apply your niacinamide over the top. Yeah, works really well. I just ordered the Medicate Bakuchiol as an alternative for retinol. Wish me luck. First of all, Bakuchiol, gorgeous. Love it. Great alternative to retinol. Scientific studies have shown it has the same impact as retinol but with none of the side effects. So people went mad for it. You need to remember those studies showed the results when it was used twice a day. So you normally use a retinol just in the evening. You would use a Bakuchiol morning and evening. So remember that when you apply it, you have to use it twice a day, whereas retinol you use once a day. If you do that, you should get the same results. So I'd love to know what you think about it, love. So make sure you keep me informed. Quaker Beauty says, thanks, Rob. I found the vitamin C is my problem ingredient when after a derivative. Let's have a look. When I alter my derivative, yeah. So which one have you settled on as alternative? I find derivatives more gentle. You get less of the irritation, the stinging, the peeling. I just find vitamin C derivatives to be better than a full strength vitamin C. So I'd recommend you look for that if you have sensitive skin. And I'm glad, Craig, that you've isolated what the issue is, because if you do, if sometimes we always run the risk of then reintroducing things and just starting back from square one. So I'm really glad that you've isolated the issue, and I wish you the best of luck in reintroducing stuff. Keep me informed though, Quirky, and let me know how it goes, because I have had to go back to basics a couple of times and it was always the retinol that did it for me. And Violet says, do you have any suggestions for incision scars? There's so many different ingredients. Ceramide's good. Ceramides, peptides, exfoliators once it's healed. So just make sure that you're doing all of this on healed. Give it a chance to heal. Keep the area moisturized while it heals and then start to work on it. promise. Let's have a look. Tara says, I've noticed some improvements since I've been eating more citrus fruits. Any fruits you'd highly recommend? I think in terms of anything, it's a varied diet. Obviously, I'm not a dietitian, so I can't give full advice on that. I just think anything that is full of vitamin C is going to help and support the body. Just nutrients are good. What we put in is going to show eventually on our skin. Nuts are also really good in terms of collagen and getting some of the nutrients and things that we can miss in our diets, particularly if we're not heavy meat eaters. So obviously meat has a separate set of nutrients. If you either living a plant-based lifestyle or you don't eat that much meat, then sometimes looking at nuts and pulses and things, just making sure it's balanced. Obviously, whatever you eat will show in your skin. It just takes about a month to start showing those results. So if you start eating a load of fruit and then you're not seeing the results, wait a month and you will. Now, I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. If you haven't already, if you can smash that like button, I'd be ever grateful. So let's keep going. Tracy says, I love good smelling stuff. Our products with plant and flower extracts not good if the scent comes through. People go mad for scent and say it's really bad in skincare. It's not. It's fine. If you haven't got sensitive skin, flower extracts is absolutely fine. I would just look for naturally fragrant stuff is better than artificial fragrance. So if something says perfume on there, that probably means it's artificially fragranced and it's probably more likely to cause a problem than natural extracts and flowers and botanicals. I love scented things in my skincare routine. It brings so much joy to me. So anyone that says you shouldn't use skincare with fragrance, that really just applies to people that have a sensitivity to fragrance or generally have sensitive or reactive skin. If that's you, I would give it a miss. For everyone else, a light amount of fragrance isn't an issue. If you're worried about fragrance in skincare, choose a fragranced cleanser. Because you're putting it on the skin and you're washing it off, it's not in contact with the skin as long, so you shouldn't get the same results or risk of sensitivity. Leave-on products are more problematic. So that'd be my suggestion. If you want fragrance in your life, but you don't want it to risk any sensitivity, choose it in the cleanser step and it's much more forgiving. Yo GGG says, can I switch hydrocolloid patches for plastic wrap and layers of moisturizer? Is it going to destroy my skin? It won't. It'll work in the same way. I haven't tried it myself, but in theory, yes, you're just covering the area and you're just making sure that you create a heat which will make the product absorb better. So yes, in theory, that should absolutely work, though I haven't tried it myself. Deborah said, we're having tea together. Mine's apple spice. Oh, I love winter teas. Every year, I haven't been able to because of lockdown. I don't think I'll be able to get it this year, which is a shame because it just smells like cinnamony and cloves and apple and spice and everything amazing. Let's have a look. Anthea says, is it okay to use a square lane cleanser as a standalone cleanser? Will it clog the pores if not followed by a second cleanser? No, it won't clog the pores and it's absolutely fine to use as a standalone cleanser. It's great as either a second or a first cleanse because it washes off completely. You need your second cleanse or standalone cleanse to wash completely. So once you've washed it off, can you feel it on your skin? If the answer is no, it's not going to clog your pores and it's absolutely fine. The square lane cleanser is my go-to single cleanser. It's absolutely great. But that's a really great question. Let's have a look. Let's see. Ian says, I love the channel. Thanks for all the great advice. It's a pleasure, Ian. Thank you so much for watching and all the support you give to the channel. So sending lots and lots of love. Serene says, let's have a look. Emma says, I'm happy that I found your channel. You spread so much happiness and positivity. That is the goal. That is the goal. I think 2020 has been a bit rough for a lot of people, but I still think there should be positivity that we can take out of it. And for me, I'm all about spreading the positivity and the love. And you guys, there's such a great community here, and you guys are so supportive of me. And hopefully, I just want to pay that back because I love every one of you and all of the joy and the I'm a total love for anything positive, and that's kind of what I want this channel to be. So thank you everyone that's taken part in that. Cool Venom says, I'm from a very foggy Italy. Oh, I thought Italy would be warmer, but sending lots of love to Italy. Can I use the Amyl Whip considering it has vitamin C in it with the Neod Copper Peptide Serum? You can, because the pH of it is much more general. So when it comes to vitamin C, it matters about the pH and mixing it with peptides. Because the pH of the Amyl C Whip is fine, it'll be absolutely fine. It's slightly more acidic than the skin, but not in a meaningful way, so it's absolutely fine to then use your copper on top of it. Really good question, but yeah, it comes down to the pH rather than the presence of vitamin C, and that product is great. Faith Mary K says, how would you incorporate the ordinary amino acid B5 in a routine? That's a really good question. I'd actually add 2 drops of it to my moisturizer and apply it to the skin. Boost the hydration level of your moisturizer, and it'll sink in so much better if you do it like that. That's how I use it. When I want a little bit of extra hydration, I drop that or my facial oil into my moisturizer. If you're already using a really hydrating moisturizer, just put it on the step before and then top it off with your moisturizer, and it goes beautifully in the skin. I love that product though. Let's have a look. They should wait until Ulta's semi-annual 21 Days of Beauty. Ooh, 50% off. Yes. So don't buy it now. Wait till the 21 Days of Beauty at Ulta. I'm jealous. I'd love, love, love a good sale. But that should be coming in December. I think it's the start of December. So check that out if you want a good bargain. Thanks, Quirky, for sharing that. That's really useful. Karine says, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, my love. Which would you say gives the best results for fine lines, retinol or derma rolling? Both. Use both. No. I think for fine lines over a longer period of time, retinol is going to deliver the best results. But you can use the two together. Retinol every single day once you've built up to it, and then derma rolling or dermaplaning every sort of like maybe once a week, twice, however frequently your skin tolerates it. The two work really well together. But I'd say if I had to choose between the two, retinol would be my preference. It's also easier to use, which is great. And Diana says, hi Rob, have you tried the face masks from Face Theory? I ordered the green tea face mask with kaolin clay and the pink clay. No, I really, really want to. So in the gift sets that I've ordered, it has some of the masks, and I cannot wait to sit down and put one on and try. Everything I've tried from Face Theory is amazing. So I have very high hopes. But Diana, if you can let me know, once they come, let me know what you think of them so I kind of know what to expect before I try them. That'd be amazing, because I love Face Theory. I know I'm going to love their masks. Let's have a look. Tips to reduce redness on the cheeks, please. Yeah, first of all, get yourself a azelaic acid. Azelaic acid is the best redness reducing ingredient you can have in your skincare routine. It'll take around 2 or 3 weeks to start showing results, but it'll just calm the redness and take it right down. You can never do something to get rid of the redness completely, but azelaic acid will be your best friend. I fully recommend it. Ella says, Rob, can you please try the tranexamic acid from the Face Theory? Again, I've got it on order, so I can't wait. I'm going to do that Face Theory video that I did went mad. Like, it's got so many views. I think it's like the second most viewed video on this channel, and I wasn't expecting it. I loved Face Theory though, and I've ordered so much more of their product. And so I'm going to do like a runner-up to that, like a follow-up to that, so I can share it with you guys. So watch this space. BB says, hi Rob, I hope you're great. What do you think of the Innisfree TW Real Ampule? I love it. I think it's a bit expensive, and so it's not going to become my go-to. It's a great peptide and it's a great ampule. It's a bit on the more expensive side, and it's harder to get here in the UK. So it's great, but I think I'm going to stick with some of the other peptides that I'm using. But if you love it, then it's a really great product. So fully recommend it. Thank you very much for joining. Diana S. Diana, hello, my love. Says, hi, Rob. Are you planning to review skincare devices? I am. I'm collecting them at the moment, though. So I have a cleansing device that a company sent me that I can't wait to try. I've got some of the electric current devices. I've got some roller devices. I've got loads to share. I just want to give them I wanted to do them before Christmas because they do make great skincare gifts. So I wanted to do it before Christmas, but I'm not going to get around to trying it. I don't want to say something's good before I've really given it a robust test. So I am, but it will be in the new year when I get it through. But so far, I'd say the microcurrent devices I'm not overly impressed with. Some of the cooling roller devices really good, and that cleansing device that I've tried 3 times now, really like. Actually, really like. So that's my initial impressions, but I do think I'm going to do a bit more testing to see the results. But Diana, thank you so much for joining, my love. Ashka says, I have dry skin. Can I use lactic acid? Yes, it will be your best friend. Lactic acid is actually hydrating, so it exfoliates and hydrates at the same time. Beautiful combination. Let's keep going. Annika says, First Aid Beauty and Hada Labo are 2 brands I've never tried. Have you? First Aid Beauty, I love. However, they've gone back a little bit on their cruelty-free status, which upsets me because I'm like, why go back? Why go backwards? So I'm looking a bit more into that before I commit to actually doing a full review of them. Hada Labo, I love. Great brand. Here in the UK, you can get them in Superdrug, which is the drugstore, but they're always sold out. So I tried their moisturizer and their cleanser. Loved both of them, but haven't been able to get them since. So I'm going to try more Hada Labo, but I just want to be able to actually get hold of them. Now I'm going to answer a few more questions before we wrap up. So if you haven't already, guys, if you could give this video a thumbs up, I would love you. I also just want to say I'm not going to be able to I talk too much in these. I'm not going to be able to get through all of the questions that have been asked. So if I miss your question, if you just cut and paste it and put it in the comments below, I answer all of the questions tomorrow or as soon as this goes live. So you will get an answer to your question. I promise you, I just always run out of time because I talk too much. Let's have a look. Eshka says, can I mix face oil with moisturizer? Yes. Perfect tip. Suzanne says, repigment saved me after half a year of scarring from bad reaction. Thank you for your recommendation. Oh, Suzanne, I'm so glad it's working for you, my love. I love repigment. It's so good. It's so good, and because it's a little bit on the expensive side, I always like when I recommend something that's a bit more expensive, it's really good to get a second opinion because it works for me. It might not work for everybody, so I'm so glad it's working for you, my love. Spoil it by saying it is actually really good. I will spoil it by saying it is really good. It is really you actually, Elizabeth, got me into turmeric. I hadn't tried it before, and then I tried the Biolab, or what's it called, whatever lab botanical lab, that's it, turmeric mask. Loved it. And so of course I bought the one from Revolution, and it's just really inexpensive and really nice. I fully recommend it. Let's have a look. Deborah says, thank you so much for your advice. I'll have a look at the video. It's a pleasure, Deborah. Come back to me if you've got any questions at all. Just come back to me and I'll happily answer them. Patty says, any skincare product left on the palms of the hands after application goes on the back of my hands? Absolutely. Never waste a drop. When I see people wasting it or washing the hands, I'm like, don't wash it. Scrub it into the back of the hands. The hands need love too. So that was a great tip, Patty. Rebecca says, oh, I just joined. How much did I miss? You missed a fair bit, my love, but don't worry because it is lovely to see you and lovely to have you here, and it is all replayed on replay. So whatever you've missed, you can watch back live straight after this. It takes like an hour to upload, but it'll be there for you to watch back live. Arlena says, hello my love, I hope you're getting through all your Thanksgiving leftovers and having an amazing time. Thank you so much for joining. Kimberly says, hey from Canada, sending lots of Canada. We always get a good contingent from Canada, so sending lots and lots of love. Simone says, I got into skincare because of signs of aging and I found some amazing products that's helping me. I'm having acne breakouts, whiteheads and blackheads now, which I've never dealt with. Oh, the dog is set off the back. One sec. That was the dog setting off the back. Thank you, Sterling. Never mind. Now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Unfortunately, we've come to the end. I've got my roast dinner in the oven. I can't have that spoiling. If I haven't got around to answering any of your questions, or I've missed it when I've been scrolling through, I'm so sorry. So just leave a comment below with your question and I'll get back to you straight away. Still not too late to smash that like button if you haven't already, as it really helps the channel and for YouTube to promote this once it goes on repeat. And wherever you are in the world, guys, and whatever you're doing, I'm sending so much love. See you in the next one. Same time again next week. Take care. Bye.